Salvete! Hello friends, Latin learners. This is Latin with Steve and welcome to another video. This is Beginners Unit 3 and this is going to be the last lesson in our third unit. We've covered third conjugation verbs, third declension nouns, and we worked recently on adjectives, and I thought today we could spend a little bit of time discussing adverbs. So I haven't really mentioned these so far. What then? What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that is used to describe, to give a bit more information about a verb or an adjective or indeed another adverb. Often these words in English end in ly. So for instance, if we take the simple sentence, the man walks, how does he walk? That's the verb. He walks quickly, slowly. Alright, so those words, quickly or slowly, what are they doing? They're just giving a little bit more information. They're further refining the meaning of the sentence of the verb. Alright, so most of the time we're going to be talking about describing verbs with adverbs, but they can also be for adjectives. So if I say the matron is strict, strict is your adjective, your describing word. I could say she is sometimes strict, rather strict, extremely strict, never strict. So again, it's further refining the strict. It's giving a more precise degree of information about it. All right, they can be words that tell us about the time or the manner. Okay, very commonly how something is being done. And these adverbs can also be used to give information about another adverb. All right, so let's go back to our man who walks. The verb is he walks, and I said slowly is your adverb. He walks slowly. He walks rather slowly. So slowly is the adverb which is describing the walking, and rather is the adverb that's describing the other adverb, rather slowly. Okay, so they can be used in this way, but I think most of the time we're going to be using it in conjunction with verbs. How is the action being done? When is the action being done? The great news about adverbs in Latin, you're really going to like this bit, is that they don't, they're not inflected, they're not declined, the endings don't change depending on gender, number or case. So whoever's doing it, whatever time it is, whatever the case is in the sentence, whatever's happening, it just is what it is, all right? So it doesn't need to change. The only time you change is if you were making it like a comparison. He walks more quickly or something like that, but we're not going to be doing that. So as it happens, we have actually looked at some adverbs for time in Latin. I probably just call them time words when we introduce them. Words like today, now, well, they're telling you when something's happening, when the action is happening, all right? If I say, nunc linguam latinam discimus, discere is to learn, disco, discere, nunc discimus, third conjugation. Now, nunc, now we're learning Latin. Nunc linguam latinam discimus. What about today we're learning Latin? Hodie, well done if you remember that. Hodie linguam latinam discimus. So, nunc, now, hodie, today, and I'm pretty sure I taught you often and always. They both begin with S. Often is saipe, saipe, and always is semper. Saipe, semper. All right? We always learn Latin. We always learn Latin. Linguam latinam semper discimus. Semper discimus. Nunc hodie, saipe, often, semper. Nunc hodie, saipe, semper. Remember the verb invitare, to invite. Invito, invitas. I often invite a friend, my friend, a friend, to dinner. Ad caenam. I often invite the friend, my friend, to dinner. Amicum, accusative. Saipe, ad caenam invito. Amicum ad caenam saipe invito. Saipe amicum ad caenam invito. Friends, amicos. Amicos saipe ad caenam invito. To the house, ad villam invito. Let's add a few new words. The word for, if you want to express for a long time, the word is diu. D-I-U. It also reminds me of the English word duration. Something takes a long time, that's the duration, okay? Diu. The word for never, numquam. It's a nice sounding word, isn't it? Numquam. Numquam. Now, this next bit, if you know what known means, not, no numquam. If numquam is never, then no numquam is not never, which means sometimes. Numquam, no numquam, or no numquam. Sometimes, not never. Alright, diu, numquam, no numquam. Let's say them together. Diu, for a long time. Duration, diu. Numquam, never. No numquam, sometimes. Let's just make a few sentences with these guys. If wine is winum, and we've covered the verb to drink, bibo, bibere. Third conjugation, let's just do it. Bibo, bibis, bibit. Bibimus, bibitis, bibunt. Bibo, bibis, bibit. Bibimus, bibitis, bibunt. Winum, bibere. Right, I never drink wine. How would you say that? I never drink wine. Numquam. Numquam winum bibo. Or winum numquam bibo. But the master always drinks wine. The master always drinks wine. Sed dominus vinum semper. Semper bibit. Semper bibit. We also had the word each day, every day. Quotidie. Do you remember that one? So we've got hodie today. Quotidie. That's another nice one. Sed dominus semper vinum bibit. Quotidie vinum bibit. Ego numquam vinum bibo. Bibo for I drink. The slave, masculine, sometimes works in the garden, sometimes not never. No numquam. The slave sometimes works in the garden. Servus. In horto, ablative. In horto, from hortus, horticulture. In horto. Nonumquam. Nonumquam. Laborat. Servus. Nonumquam. In horto laborat. Servus nonumquam. In horto laborat. What else have I got? I'm just checking my list here. What about the farmer? Remember him? Agricola. First declension, but masculine. The farmer works for a long time in the field. Campus. Or you camp in the field. In campo. Ablative. The farmer works for a long time, duration, in the field. Agricola. In campo, diu laborat. Diu in campo laborat. Agricola in campo, diu laborat. Alright, so these are nice time phrases. Let's go through these one more time. What have we got, guys? We've got nunc, hodie. Let's add quotidie. Learn them as a pair. Today, every day. Hodie, quotidie. Diu, duration for a long time. Diu. Numquam, never. Numquam, no numquam, not never, sometimes. Numquam, no numquam. Saepe and semper, often, always. Saepe, often, semper, always. So those are adverbs of time. Now, what I want to do is move on to some different adverbs of manner, we might say, that are telling us the manner or how exactly something is being done. Just further refining the verb, further giving a little more precision as to the shade of the meaning. We know exactly what's happening and how something's happening. So we've looked at third declension adjectives, or third declension type adjectives. Which ones did we cover? We had fortis, brave or strong, gladiator fortis. We had audax, remember that one? Audax, audacious, bold. The bold robber, latro audax, latro audax. We had fidelis, servus fidelis, the faithful slave. Filius fidelis, the faithful son. Let's have a look at how we can convert these adjectives now into adverbs. So these third declension types will often get iter as the adverb. So fortis, strong or brave, becomes fortiter. Fortiter means bravely. strongly. And as I said before, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, singular or plural, doesn't matter what case is happening, it's just fortiter. Fortis becomes fortiter. Alright? So that's great news. Whereas the adjective would change depending on the case, and if it's plural, and things like that. The adverb does not. So we can enjoy this moment, really, as Latin learners, because there aren't so many of these where things don't change. Everything likes to change. Thanks very much, Romans, for making our job rather difficult. But hey, fortiter. So, for instance, the boy fights bravely. The boy fights bravely. Pugnare, pugnat. Puer fortiter pugnat. Puer pugnat, verb, fights. How? Fortiter further refines it, bravely, not cowardly, not sheepishly, bravely, okay? Fortiter pugnat. Fortis to fortiter, right, okay. Fidelis, faithful, loyal, trustworthy. Fideliter, faithfully, right? Fortis fortiter, fidelis, fideliter. Audax, bold, audacious. Audacta, little different, but same principle. Audacta, boldly, audaciously. All right? Audacta. Couple more for you, a couple of new ones. The adjective diligence is a bit like our English word diligent. Okay, somebody works diligent. Diligently is diligenta. Diligenta. All right? I learn Latin diligently. Linguam Latinum diligenter disco. Diligenter disco. If I teach it diligently, I don't know, maybe you can decide. Diligenter doceo, from the verb docere. Disco, to learn, and doceo, I teach. Diligenter, to work diligently, to work hard. Diligenter laborare. The slave girl is working diligently in the kitchen. The slave girl is working diligently in the kitchen. Anch'ella inculina diligente laborat. You could add a second adverb, an adverb of time. Is now working diligently in the kitchen. Anch'ella nunc inculina diligenter laborat. You could say diligently and faithfully. You can work faithfully, can't you? Diligente et fideliter laborat. The slave girl always works diligently and faithfully. Anch'ella semper diligenter et fideliter laborat. Or diligenter fideliterque laborat. Remember that? Where you add the que to the second word, then you don't need et. It means and. Diligenter fideliterque laborat. Fortiter fideliter. Audacta, boldly. Diligenter, diligently. All right. The word for wise, sapiens. I think we covered this, didn't we? Homo sapiens. Sapiens. Wisely. Sapienter. Sapienter. All right. Sapienter. Just a couple of other ones for you that not all adverbs like iter ones, just many of the third declension type work like that, but they don't all. The word facilis is easy. I think this word facile. Facilis is easy. Easily is facile. So it's an E on the end, facile. So somebody does something easily, facile. I work easily, facile laboro. I easily prepare the dinner. Canem facile. Paro, parare. Canem facile paro. And the last one I want to give you, it's an irregular one, but it's very important. Bonus, the adjective meaning good, becomes bene. Well. He works well. Bene laborat. Bene laborat. We learn well. Bene discimus. Linguam Latinam bene discimus. We learn it well. Facile discimus. We easily learn the Latin language. Linguam Latinam facile discimus. All right. Facile discimus. So how do we learn it? Easily. All right. Or well. Again, in English it's irregular, isn't it? Because we don't say goodly. He does it goodly. He does it well. She does it well. Bene. You might know as the abbreviation in English, NB. Means nota bene, note well. If you want to just make a key point, make sure you note this point, not NB, nota bene, note it well. All right. So, fortis becomes fortiter, fidelis, fideliter, diligens, diligenter, audax, audacter, bonus, bene, facilis, facile. So let's just make a few sentences with these nice adverbs. How about the gladiator fights bravely in the arena? The gladiator fights bravely in the arena. What's the verb? From pugnare, pugnat, pugno, pugnos, pugnat, gladiator pugnat, in arena, gladiator fortiter, in arena pugnat. Gladiator in arena fortiter, pugnat. All right, fortiter, pugnat. The slaves, male slaves, are working diligently. The slaves are working diligently. Servi, remember that? Servus becomes servi with an I on the end because it's masculine, second declension plural, like dominus domini. Servi, diligenter, laborant, nt, plural verb. Diligenter, laborant. So we see the diligenter stays the same whether it's one person or two people. Doesn't make a difference. Future tense, past tense, just diligenter. Servi, diligenter, laborant. Very good. Well done if you're getting these. Couple more. Let's take the robber. Remember him? Latro, the declension. Latro, he boldly seizes, snatches the money. And the verb is rapio rapere. Rapio rapis, rapid. Latro, rapid, rapere. Boldly seizes the money, snatches the money. Latro, pecuniam, accusative. Audacta, rapid. So audax, you could say latro audax, the bold thief, but here we're saying he boldly does something. Latro pecuniam audacta, rapid. Latro pecuniam audacta, rapid. Next one. The matron wisely hides the money. She's smart. All right. The verb to hide. Remember that one? Ooh, that's back from Unit 1. Conceal. Celare. Celo, celas, celat. Celo, celas, celat. Right. Matrona celat. The matron wisely hides the money. Matrona pecuniam sapienter celat. Matrona pecuniam sapienter celat. So again, you could say the wise matron, matrona sapiens. The matron is wise, matrona est sapiens, or sapiens est. But here we're defining the activity. So it's wisely hides, sapienter celat. Matrona pecuniam sapienter celat. Let's do one more sentence. We said facilis is easy. Facilis is an adjective. Facile with an E is easily. So the gladiator easily overpowers, defeats the athlete. Athleta. And the verb, what's the verb? To overcome, overpower, defeat? Superare, first conjugation. Supero, superos, superat. Gladiator superat. The gladiator easily overcomes the athlete. Gladiator, athletam, accusative, facile, superat. Gladiator, athletam, facile, superat. Okay, very good. Just like you are facile learning these adverbs and the Latin language. So there you go. I'm going to wrap it up there. Fairly short video, just to introduce these fairly straightforward words, these adverbs. There are a great many of them, and you can just add them to your list as you come across them. So we've covered here a few time words and then a few adverbs of manner, telling us how exactly something's happening. So fortiter, bravely. Diligenter, hard or diligently in terms of working, for instance. Laborare, diligenter. Fideliter, faithfully. Audacta, boldly. Sapienter, wisely. Facile, easily. And bonus becomes bene, in terms of well, not ha bene, noted well. Okay guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do me a favour and like, subscribe if you haven't already. Please feel free to share. Let me know how you're doing with your Latin, where you're learning, drop a comment. And this is the last video in Unit 3, so if you have been following the sequence, congratulations, we've covered a great deal already. 3 conjugations of verbs, 3 declensions of nouns, we've done adverbs, adjectives, we've done relative words like qui, quai, quod, who, we've said he, kai, hoc for this, and a fair bit more besides. And we've learned quite a lot of vocabulary, so we're in a good position to keep moving forward. So when you feel you've really mastered the content of this 3rd unit, I hope you'll join me soon for the 4th unit. I intend to start that in a matter of days, and we will predictably be introducing 4th conjugation verbs. Alright, thanks for watching, take care, and walete.